Innovation can come from anyone, anywhere, at any time. Whether solving minor inconveniences or major problems, great ideas are what society is built on. Take this lovable tiger, for example. Fantastic. It looks like you've got the next best thing on your hands. You should probably patent that. So how do you do that? That's okay. It might seem a little daunting at first, but with our help, you'll be on the fast track to understanding the patent process. So what exactly is a patent? Well, to put it simply, it's an exclusive right to an invention. Now, you won't be granted a patent for just anything. Mathematical formulas, like the Pythagorean theorem, natural phenomena, like light for example, and inventions known to be impossible can't be patented. So no perpetual motion machines. Your invention isn't any of those, is it? Great! Now that you've got your idea, it still has to be fleshed out into something tangible. Abstract concepts won't be accepted. So what do we mean by tangible? Well, your idea can be formed into a product, like a machine, a manufactured part, or a new composition of matter, like a chemical or pharmaceutical. Or, it has to be a process, basically a series of steps or methods to achieve an effect. Once that's established, it needs to be novel and non-obvious. By novel, we mean it essentially has to be the first of its kind. No sense reinventing the wheel. And its design can't be obvious to anyone with sufficient skill in the technical area of your invention. So, something like this probably wouldn't work. So how can you figure all of this out? Easy! Research! So your job at this stage is to find what's called prior art. Prior art is any publicly disclosed information that can create disputes about the originality of your patent. This can include information that you publicly disclosed. So be careful what you share before you file a patent, okay? So what counts as prior art? It can be anything from journal articles, products for sale, and other patents. So if someone's already had the same or at least similar idea, you might run into issues. And as of 2018, there have been 10 million patents granted in the United States alone. But wait, don't panic. Thankfully, there are publicly available search engines, like the one provided by the US Patent and Trademark Office, to help you find similar patents and comb through all that information with specialized filters and keywords. After the research is done and your invention meets all the criteria, the next step is to file a patent application. A provisional patent application puts your stake in the ground with a filing date and stops the clock on prior art that can be used against you. It also gives you a 12-month period to conduct research, test your product, and find a market for it. It basically allows you to refine your invention while still getting your foot in the intellectual property door, but without a huge investment. The next step is to convert that provisional patent application into a full patent application, also known as a non-provisional patent application. This is what gets reviewed by the patent office and can become an issued patent. So what exactly goes on a patent application? Well, for the most part, it's information that's important to know about your invention. This includes descriptions of your invention, how it works, what problems it solves, and sketches if available. For this part, you'll usually need a little help with the nitty-gritty details, so expect to work alongside a patent attorney. Well, alright. Looks like your meeting went well and your patent has been applied for. So now what? Well, now your patent is going through the prosecution process. This can take anywhere from a few months to a few years. But that doesn't mean you'll be sitting idly by in the meantime. Your patent might be pending, but that doesn't mean you have to wait on a response to do anything with your invention. This could include refining the invention even more, creating prototypes to sell or present to businesses who might be interested in making your invention, or finding investors to fund further research and production. Eventually, you will get a response. Now, don't be too surprised if your first application doesn't lead to a patent. Over 90% of patent applications are initially turned down, but that's no reason to abandon it entirely. Often they just need clarification or more information about your invention. Work with your patent attorney to figure out how to proceed. Until hopefully one day... Congratulations! Now, before we get ahead of ourselves, you need to know that while patents can be a critical asset for bringing certain products to market, there are many other factors to getting a product on the shelf, like manufacturing, marketing, sales channels. But, that's another instructional video for another time. A lot of hard work can turn your great idea into an invention, and a patent can help turn your invention into a product. Maybe it solves a major problem, or maybe it just brightens someone's day. But no matter what, you've made your mark on society, because great ideas are what society is built on. Just ask this lovable tiger.